The Deli Divine in Birmingham.
Major cities. It's
GMG versus AR.
located within the West Midlands and often attracts a lot of tourism from people visiting
Shout out to the
England.
UK
The population
drill
of Birmingham.
Shout out to the UK drill plug too. Like, comment, subscribe to they shit, to my shit. Zimmy.
Is around
That shit free. Hit that button right there. That shit free. This too.
1.1 million people living in and around the area. However, what a lot of people don't know about is the ongoing gang war within Birmingham, resulting in the gun and knife crime statistics soaring, with Birmingham even being labeled the gun capital of England, following a surge in gun-related crimes around the late 2010s. With two gangs battling for the control of Birmingham's underground crime scene, these two gangs going by Nine Boys and AR nowadays, with the beef even dating back to the 1980s, after two street gangs being the Johnson Crew and Burger Bar Boys would have a fierce rivalry. Due to how long these gangs have been around, I won't be including Burger Bars and Johnson's full rivalry. However, I'll be covering the new generation of these gangs, who have basically carried on the same beef with the new generation of each gang beefing each other. The beef between these two sides, till this day, has proven to be just as deadly as it was in the late 1990s. Now, Nine Boys is a large street gang based around multiple areas within Birmingham. This includes the Newtown, Aston and Lozells area within the B19 postcode. The gang is often referred to as many different names. In the 2000s, the gang would be referred to as the Johnson Crew and would have a fierce and deadly rivalry with the Burger Bar Boys, who were based around Handsworth and Hockley, with the Johnson Crew being formed by members who were protecting themselves and their community from racist groups at the time. It would be during this time that the Johnson Crew, who was previously referred to as the Inch High Crew, would begin to use their presence in order to make money illegally, with them starting to go by the Johnsons at this time. After their meeting spot, which was named the Johnson's Cafe, in recent years, the older generation's name would die out, with a younger generation of gang members emerging, often referring to themselves as GMG or Get Money Gang, and another gang being Nine Boys. Nine Boys has become quite popular within the drill scene in recent years, with rappers like Trills who would seriously put on for Nine Boys. In the GMG gang, prominent rappers would also begin to appear. This included Mitch and Marnes Malone, who have both gained a lot of success in the drill scene. However, we can't talk about Nine Boys and GMG without talking about their rivals. Now, AR is a large street gang based around Handsworth and Hockley, within the B21 and B18 postcodes of Birmingham. The AR gang's roots can be traced back to the early 1980s, when they would be referred to as the Burger Bar Boys. Like the Johnson Crew, the Burger Bar Boys were also formed to combat racist groups in and around the area. However, the youths in the Burger Bar Boys would start to make money illegally, thus becoming the gang we know today. Similarly to the Johnson Crew, the Burger Bar name would originate from the gang's meeting spot being the Burger Bar on Soho Road. The gang around this time would have a rivalry with Jamaican yardie gangs, as at this time, local street gangs would be getting attacked by Jamaican yardie dealers. Now, the Burger Bar Boys have had many smaller offshoot gangs that have been created within the last few years. This includes HTC or Handsworth Town Crooks, GHB or Ghetto Hustler Boys, and RMD or Real Man Dem. In recent years, the Burger Bar Boys name would die out like the Johnson Crew, with youngers starting to form their own sets under the original gang, with the most well-known of these sets being AR or Armed Response, based around Hockley and Winson Green, and also Handsworth. Other sets include LA, which is based around Ladywood and the Bandits from Handsworth Wood. These gangs
I like the AR though. That shit, Armed Response, that's fire.
all identify themselves with the color red, whilst their opposition Nine Boys and GMG identify with the color blue. For simplicity's sake, I'll refer to each gang as their names nowadays. For example, Nine Boys, GMG, and AR. Prominent members of AR include Lynch, Kolie 18, and Rose, and associated rappers of Bandits, which is another younger generation of Burger Bar Boys, include Millions and Scora, who has recently blown onto the scene, with him looking as if he
Okay, I know Millions. Okay.
can blow in the drill scene. Now, Nine Gore rappers of Bandits, which is another younger generation of Burger Bar Boys, include Millions and Scora, who has recently blown onto the scene, with him looking as if he can blow in the drill scene. Now, Nine Boys and AR haven't always had a rivalry. In the early 1980s, the Johnsons and Burger Bar Boys would actually be calm with each other, as during this time they would both share a common enemy, this being nearby yardie gangs, who had a massive control on the drug game around the areas during this time. The Johnson Crew would begin to control the crack and heroin market within Birmingham around this time, with the beef between the two sides starting following a murder that would take place. Around the end of the 1980s, a member of the Johnson Crew would murder another member of the Johnsons over a girl. This then resulted in the gang splitting, with members picking sides. As a result of this, members would break off and create the gang Burger Bar Boys, as they often chilled at the Burger Bar on Soho Road. This entire situation is crazy, as they often chilled at the Burger Bar on Soho.
Nothing to do with what they talk about, but
members would break off and create the gang.
I had a Facebook memory. I was in the gym working out with these sneakers on today, and I was like, damn, where the fuck is these sneakers at? I can't find them. I was looking all over the crib for these shits today. I don't know where those shits at. I gave them shits away or something. I don't know.
Burger bar boys, as they often chilled at the burger bar on Soho Road. This entire situation is crazy, as this technically all started over a girl, and since then, has resulted in countless people being killed. In recent years, younger generations of each gang would emerge, notably AR, 9 Boys, and GMG. These gangs have just carried on the older generation's beef, and it's crazy to think that some of the members of the younger generation don't even know why they are beefing. The first instances of the AR gang emerging would be around 2000.
It's crazy if niggas that's beefing find out all this shit through a YouTube video. Why they beefing? Niggas don't even know why they hoods be into it. They find out through YouTube video. That's the new generation.
2015 and 16, when a young member of AR named Lynch would begin to drop songs, dropping songs like Diligent and M to the N, which would really put on for the gang and gain a lot of attention in the streets. Now Lynch was rapping real grease on his songs, and what a lot of fans were about to find out is that he was not lying at all. On the 20th of July 2015, AR members would ride out looking for ops. When they would spot a 16-year-old rival on Nursery Road, the members would lean out of the car and shoot toward the member, hitting him in the back. The boy would be rushed to hospital, with his condition at first being life-threatening. However, he would luckily survive, although he would be left paralyzed following the attack. However, 5 days later, AR members would ride out again, this time to the Electric nightclub, where 2 rivals would be shot in the legs. More instances would occur following this, seeing AR riding out and shooting at ops. However, police would begin to watch the gangs, due to how big Lynch was getting in the music scene around this time. Police would begin to listen to his lyrics and watch his music videos. Lynch would be arrested shortly after, with police catching him with a 100-year-old revolver in his possession. He would plead guilty to conspiracy to possess
with a 100-year-old revolver. Old Dusty.
Police catching him with a 100-year-old revolver in his possession. He would plead guilty to conspiracy to possess a firearm with intent to endanger life. However, police would connect his lyrics to the shootings prior and would connect Lynch to the 4 shootings in the months prior, with lyrics from popular song M to the N being used in court. The gun he was caught with was also not even used in the shootings months prior. However, due to his lyrics and his street ties, he would be arrested and would be handed 27 years in prison following his connections to the 4 shootings in the months prior.
Damn! I ain't gonna lie. Even over here, they not doing shit like that. I ain't gonna lie. They ain't doing shit like that over here. Nah, that's crazy. They ain't catch a nigga with no gun for them shootings. The gun that he got caught with got nothing to do with them 4 shootings. And they get that nigga. I'm not laughing at him. I'm just laughing like. I'm baffled right now. That's crazy. 27 years back. That's crazy.
Used in the shootings months prior. However, due to his lyrics and his street ties, he would be arrested and would be handed 27 years in prison following his connections to the 4 shootings in the months prior. Following the arrest and sentencing of Lynch, a GMG rapper would begin to make waves in the underground drill scene, this being none other than Mitch, who would drop Pagans in March 2016, which would gain a lot of attention and is a serious banger. The song currently sits on over 2.5 million views. However, Mitch wouldn't stop there, and later in November 2016, Mitch would drop another UK banger titled Money Mitch. This song also gained a lot of attention, with it also sitting at around 2.5 million views. The beef between the gangs would continue to play out through 2016, with the gun crime statistics rising around this time, with an article even being published around this time titled Birmingham is in the grip of the worst gun crime wave in 5 years. It was clear that Birmingham was dangerous around this time, with AR and GMG being the major contributors to the crime rate at this time. It wouldn't be long until we would see the first person being killed between the younger generation of these gangs. On the 12th of September 2017, GMG members would spot a car that they believed belonged to a AR member named K. Rizzy. The GMG members would shoot towards the car. However, what they didn't know was that K. Rizzy's friend was actually in the car. K. Rizzy's friend would be shot as a result of the oncoming bullets. K. Rizzy would realize his friend had been shot and would be planning to get back. Only a day later, they would find their get back. On the 13th of September 2017, Skelly, who was a GMG member, would be standing outside of a convenience store on Great Hampton Row at around 9:30 p.m. K. Rizzy, and another AR member would ride out onto GMG territory. The members would spot Skelly, they would drive up to him, and one member would shoot a MAC-11 submachine gun towards Skelly. Skelly would be hit multiple times, and the AR members would flee in the car. They were observed speeding off on CCTV following the attack. Police and emergency services would be called to the scene following reports of a gun being fired. When ambulances would arrive, they would try their best to save Skelly. However, he would sadly be pronounced dead on the scene. A murder investigation would be launched following this. The investigation would see the arrest of two members, being Kane Robinson or K. Rizzy and Darielle Williams, who would both be arrested following the attack, and they would both receive life sentences with a minimum of 33 years. Rest in peace, Skelly. It would be at around the time of the death of Skelly in 2017 that the West Midlands Police in Birmingham would hit the Burger Bar Boys and Johnson crew with the largest gang injunction. This saw 18 men from both gangs being banned from areas in Birmingham. This was a 2-year order and was put in place to stop violence between both gangs. Following a spike in knife and gun crime-related incidents within Birmingham, if the members would go to Birmingham during the gang injunction, legal proceedings would be taken against them. This just proves how deep and dangerous the ongoing gang war is. Anyways, following the gang injunction and death of Skelly, AR and GMG would begin to become very prominent within the drill scene. In 2017, GMG would appear on a song titled Coppers and Fours, which would gain quite a lot of attention, with it currently sitting at around 150,000 views. During 2018, the gangs would still be at war with each other, with stabbings and shootings being a regular occurrence, so much so that it would be impossible to talk about every incident. In 2018, the crime rate in Birmingham would be 99 crimes per 1,000 people, with around 114,000 crimes being reported. However, in 2019, this would soar to around 104 crimes per 1,000 people, with 120,000 crimes being reported at the end of the year. In May,
when niggas be doing that, 120,000 crimes and shit, they be trying to make it sound like it's more, like, bro, that could be any kind of crime. Like, yeah, it ain't just stabbings and shootings. It ain't no 120,000. It's niggas stealing, robberies, petty thefts, just all kind of crimes. They just adding that shit up and making the shit sound like real bad.
2019, we would see one of the bloodiest days within the beef, with a stabbing, triple shooting, and murder taking place. On the 6th of May 2019, Marnes Malone, who is a prominent member of GMG, taking place. We would see one of the bloodiest days within the beef, with a stabbing, triple shooting, and murder taking place. On the 6th of May 2019, Marnes Malone, who is a prominent member of GMG, would spot AR members sitting in a car. He would point a gun he had on him towards the car. At this point, the AR members had seen him. Anyways, Marnes Malone would attempt to shoot, however the gun would jam and wouldn't shoot. Marnes would then be chased into an underpass by the members and would be stabbed around 20 times. Emergency services would be called shortly after, and luckily...
Damn. So he got poked up on a glide. He was about to go, damn. Free double M. That's the worst shit could happen. They almost did my son like BK. They tried to do my son like BK.
Members and would be stabbed around 20 times. Emergency services would be called shortly after, and luckily Marnes was able to make a recovery. However, police had urgent spot AR members sitting in a car. He would point a gun he had on him towards the car. At this point, the AR members had seen him. Anyways, Marnes Malone would attempt to shoot, however the gun would jam and wouldn't shoot. Marnes would then be chased into an underpass by the members and would be stabbed around 20 times. Emergency services would be called shortly after, and luckily Marnes was able to make a recovery. However, police had found him with the gun he attempted to shoot the rival with. He would be arrested after his recovery and would be given 11 years for possession of a firearm. Following the stabbing of Marnes Malone, only a day later, a retaliation from GMG members would occur and a triple shooting would take place, killing one. On the 7th of May 2019, a day following the stabbing of Marnes Malone, Dante Mullings or Darnz would be sitting in a parked Vauxhall Corsa with 2 other members. Darnz is believed to have been a member of the AR gang.
He said, "Dad, get back a motherfucker. Dad, get back a motherfucker." They get back a motherfucker.
May 2019, a day following the stabbing of Marnes Malone, Dante Mullings or Darnz would be sitting in a parked Vauxhall Corsa with 2 other members. Darnz is believed to have been a member of the AR gang. Anyways, a car containing GMG members would pull up next to Darnz. They were observed slowly driving up to the car. Following this...
Yeah, I know. That's why I know he be saying that the nigga gets smoked after, but I didn't know that he got poked on a spin though. That's gangster though. I respect it. Like, you feel me? I respect it. He was trying to spin. His shit just jammed. That's just God, man. That's just God.
A member within the car that contained GMG members would open fire, hitting Darnz and the other members in the car. Darnz would be critically and can pull up next to Darnz. They were observed slowly driving up to the car. Following this, a member within the car that contained GMG members would open fire, hitting Darnz and the other members in the car. Darnz would be critically injured and would be rushed to hospital. Despite the attempts of doctors and nurses, he would sadly be pronounced dead moments later. Yet again, another murder investigation would be launched. This investigation saw the arrests of 4 men from the GMG gang. They would all be charged for the murder and would be given life sentences following the murder of Darnz. Rest in peace, Darnz. In recent years, Marnes Malone would actually rap about the incident in a song titled Cold Hearted World, where he would rap, "I'm so glad that the stick jammed, cause it was pointed at his forehead." This recent song from Marnes Malone has actually blown up, with it gaining around 2 million views on YouTube, which is crazy as he is still in jail and is making serious waves in the UK drill scene. Whilst the violence in the streets continued through 2019, with stabbings, shootings, and kidnappings becoming very normal between the two gangs, and going into 2020, the beef would once again heat up, with 2020 being a dangerous year in the beef. Around the end of 2019, a younger member of 9 Boys would begin to start dropping songs, this being Trills, who would drop Scary Flats in September 2019. This song would gain a lot of attention, and currently sitting on 338,000 views. It would be at the very beginning of 2020 that another person would fall victim to the streets, with this person even being remembered today by rappers like Marnes Malone. On the 15th of January 2020, a 17-year-old alleged member of GMG named Nas would get into an altercation with a boy who was from South London. Following this altercation, he would end up getting stabbed 4 times by the boy. The boy from London would flee following the attack, and police and emergency services would be called to the scene following the stabbing. Sadly, Nas would be pronounced dead shortly after the stabbing, with yet another murder investigation being launched. Seeing the arrest of the boy, during the trial of the boy, it would be revealed that the boy who killed Nas was sent to Warwickshire to sell crack cocaine. This is often referred to as going OT, or out of town, and is the act of young people going to different counties to sell drugs. During sentencing, the boy would actually be found guilty of manslaughter, as he argued he acted in self-defense against Nas. The boy would be sentenced to 10 years in jail. Rest in peace, Nas. After the death of Nas, 9 Boys rappers and GMG rappers would begin to pay their respects to him. An example of this was recently when Marnes Malone dropped a song titled Ball For You, where he would rap about how he felt when Nas died, and how he has continued to support Nas's family even whilst he's in jail. Rapping, "Got your sister's new Jordans, but they just want their brother back." He would also be observed giving Nas's family money in the music video. It's clear Nas was a loved member, and his passing had a real impact on GMG and 9 Boys. Rest in peace, Nas. During 2020, violence between these gangs would escalate. It would be around this time that a shooting would take place. On the 20th of April 2020, 2 9 Boys members named N Loose and D Skang would spot rival AR members inside a DFC chicken shop. The 9 Boys members would begin shooting at the rivals. This was all captured on CCTV, and the AR members were seen jumping over counters and running through the back of the chicken shop. Following this broad day shooting, both of the 9 Boys members, N Loose and D Skang, would be arrested. Both of these members would be found guilty of possession of a firearm and would be jailed following the attack. Following the attack, Trills would drop a song titled Band's Addiction, where he would actually reference the incident within the lyrics. He would rap,
"Stops to the growth to the six, to the six. That man should've used just eat, but instead of what I lack for a chicken and chips. All I hear is 9 Boys that. All I hear."
The violence wouldn't end there.
Life with chicken and chips.
Instead of what I lack for a chicken and chips. All I hear is 9 Boys that.
The violence wouldn't end there, however, and only a few months later, in September 2020, another person linked to the beef would sadly be killed.
Of Nazir Francis, aka Krill.
On the 26th of August 2020, a GMG member named Krill and his friend Lawrence Morgan would spot a group of rivals and would shoot towards the rivals, with the group returning fire. Krill would get into a nearby car and would attempt to flee from the bullets. However, the car wouldn't start, with Krill being shot in the stomach by the rivals. Sadly, Krill would be pronounced dead moments after being shot, with another.
I ain't gonna lie though, the GMG niggas is spinning though. They old bullshit, they spinning. I ain't gonna lie, they just got bad luck. Niggas having bad luck. Niggas said the car wouldn't stop. The car wouldn't start, bro. Imagine that, my nigga. What? You just get into some, you try to jump in the whip, that shit not stop, bro. Out of all days, the car don't want to start right now.
would get into a nearby car and would attempt to flee from the bullets. However, the car wouldn't start with Krill being shot in the stomach by the rivals. Sadly, Krill would be pronounced dead moments after being shot, with another murder investigation being launched following the shooting. This saw 2 teenagers aged 16 and 17 being arrested, and Lawrence Morgan would also be arrested, with all of the members involved being sentenced to life in prison. Rest in peace, Krill. Following the death of Krill, a lot of his old songs would begin to get leaked. This included songs like Hit in His Head. This entire situation is sad, as Krill was a very talented young rapper, but he chose to focus on the street life and would sadly fall victim to the streets. The beef would continue throughout 2020, with stabbings and shootings being reported a lot around this time. And what makes it crazier is that a lot of the members doing these violent acts are kids, with the youngest even being a 12-year-old responsible for a shooting. 2020 would end with 9 boys rappers Trills and Screwface dropping a serious UK drill banger titled Birmingham City. This song would blow up and seriously put 9 boys on the scene, with it gaining a lot of attention and currently sitting on over 7 million views, seriously blowing up. However, Trills and Screwface weren't the only rappers from these areas beginning to rap. On the opposition side, a new rapper known as Kolie would begin to rap on drill beats, and he was known to be seriously hard.
Is this the nigga I like song from too? He from over here too? Matter of fact, let me look. That nigga I be listening to. He be having the blue flag too, matter of fact. I think he might be with them. He might be with them. He might be with the GMG. He not with them? You know what nigga I'm talking about, NS? He got the blue flag too, though. Nah, I gotta find the song now. That nigga trash. No, I'm not talking about him. I'm just thinking about the nigga I be listening to. What's his name? Damn, what's his name? They didn't talk about him yet, but I think he be having a blue flag, and I think his name got Birmingham in this shit too. Nah, yup, Skank Dread, CBG. Oh, he GBG. Oh nah, this GMG. His name's Skank Dread. This shit.
You act like a little bitch right now.
This
you
real
paranoid and shit.
See, they got the blue flags in this shit.
Goddamn cousin in front of you, nigga. Blew his head off in front of your face. You ain't gonna do shit.
Bro, gotta look at his eyes. Run for your life. Run for your life. Oh, he with them? Yeah, I like that nigga. Yeah. I like that nigga. Yeah, that nigga nice. I fuck with that song right there, nigga.
However, due
Bro,
to
gotta look at his eye. Run for your life.
condition he had being sickle cell. This makes him sound and look younger than he actually is. Due to his voice being quite squeaky, people would assume he was a younger. However, he was around 18 in 2020. Anyways, Kolie would drop a song with fellow AR members titled No Hook. Kolie has actually had quite a big impact on the beef between AR and 9boys/GMG, with him allegedly being behind many shootings and stabbings. 2021 would start, with the war continuing, and within the first month of 2021, a 15-year-old member of AR would be killed. On the 21st of January 2021, a 15-year-old named Keon Lincoln, who was allegedly a member of AR named K1. Anyways, K1 would be standing outside of his home within Handsworth. A white car would pull up containing GMG and 9boys members. The members would spot K1. K1 would jump over a garden wall and would begin to run up a road. The GMG members would run after him, chasing him. He would be stabbed multiple to begin to run up a road. The GMG members would run at K1 would jump over a garden wall. GMG and 9boys members. The members would spot K1. K1
that big ass dog, my nigga. I'm out, nigga. Imagine that big ass dog chasing you, you're done. That shit probably slow though. That shit probably.
Would jump over a garden wall and would begin to run up a road. The GMG members would run after him, chasing him. He would be stabbed multiple times, and then a 14-year-old member of GMG would shoot K1 whilst he was on the floor, with him sustaining a wound to the stomach. The GMG members would
niggas poked him and shot him. Nigga poked him and shot him.
shoot K1 whilst he was on the floor, with him sustaining a wound to the stomach. The GMG members would flee following this, leaving K1 to die on the scene, and sadly, K1 would be pronounced dead moments later. Police and emergency services would arrive at the scene with another murder investigation being launched. This investigation would see a 14-year-old boy being sentenced to 16 years, a 16-year-old being sentenced to 17 years, and a man named Kieran Donaldson being sentenced to a 12-year custodial sentence after supplying the gun used. This is crazy, as K1 and one of the GMG members actually went to school together and were observed being friends. However, due to their street ties, they would be forced to beef each other. AR members would be looking for retaliation following this, and around March 2021, they would find retaliation against one of Nine Boy's most popular members. This being the stabbing of Trills, who was becoming a very well-known member of Nine Boys around this time. Trills would be trapping out of a bando around March 2021. AR members would get the drop on him. They would wait for him outside of the house. Once Trills would leave the house, the AR members would follow behind him. A fight would then ensue between the members, with Trills being stabbed in his leg and in his back. The attackers then slashed him multiple times in the face with the knife and left him. Trills would be rushed to hospital and would luckily make a recovery, with a photo emerging around this time showing the slashes to Trills' face. Nine Boys would be planning a get-back for the stabbing on Trills, and a day later on the 14th of March 2021, Nine Boys members would ride onto AR territory, where they would then shoot a 17-year-old member of AR. However, he would also luckily survive. It's also alleged
He's fucking, this guy's confusing me though, I ain't gonna lie. He confusing me a little bit.
Hospital, and would luckily
Cause he said this nigga got shot on the 20th of March. And then it's like the 14th.
make a recovery, with a photo emerging around this time showing the slashes to Trills' face. Nine Boys would be planning a get-back for the stabbing on Trills, and a day later on the 14th of March 2020, Boys make a fight for hang out of Trills. They would find retaliation against one of Nine retaliation following this, and around March 2021, they would find retaliation against one of Nine Boys' most popular members. This being the stabbing of Trills, who was becoming a very well-known member of Nine Boys.
My bad. I thought he said March 21st. That's why I'm listening. I'm like, how the fuck you go from the 21st to the 14th?
Around this time, Trills would be trapping out of a bando around March 2021. AR members would get the drop on him. They would wait for him outside of the house. Once Trills would leave the house, the AR members would follow behind him. A fight would then ensue between the members, with Trills being stabbed in his leg and in his back. The attackers then slashed him multiple times in the face with the knife and left him. Trills would be rushed to hospital and would luckily make a recovery, with a photo emerging around this time showing the slashes to Trills' face. Nine Boys would be planning a get-back for the stabbing on Trills, and a day later on the 14th of March 2021, Nine Boys members would ride onto AR territory, where they would then shoot a 17-year-old member of AR. However, he would also luckily survive. It's also alleged another rival member would be shot on the same day by Nine Boys. It would be around 2021, after Trills would recover, that he
Them niggas was outside booming shit. They ain't get no bite.
shot on the same day by Nine Boys. It would be around 2021, after Trills would recover, that he would be dropping serious UK drill bangers. However, since 2021, we haven't heard from Trills, with it being alleged he jumped off road and is focusing on a legal path. It's also alleged he got de-recruited because he was gay. However, I guess we will never know. Throughout 2021, we would
What? What? Nah. What the fuck? That's why I ain't never heard this nigga. Okay, it makes sense. Y'all niggas know better. Yeah, I know better. Don't not. Yeah, because if I'd have had to find out through this. Oh my God. I was thinking like, how come I never heard none of this nigga's songs? I didn't feel like I heard every song. I ain't never heard this nigga. That's why. Okay. Yeah, man. Listen, when you got that shit on your name, man, it's like. A nigga gonna believe that before they believe you snitching. A nigga say you gay, they gonna believe that. They gonna believe that before they think you snitching. Yeah, them like the two shits niggas can say about you, but niggas be lying with the snitching shit. Niggas don't be lying too much about that other shit. Yeah, niggas don't be lying about the other shit too tough. Sometimes nigga might lie and say a nigga a snitch, he ain't a snitch. But niggas ain't just gonna say a nigga into that and he ain't into that. Son into that. Yeah, son into that.
alleged he got de-recruited because he was gay. However, I guess we will never know. Throughout 2021, we would also see another member allied with GMG starting to rap, this being K-Money from the CG gang, who would drop some songs within 2021. However, what he didn't know was that he was being investigated by West Midlands police. This was due to his street presence, with him allegedly being very involved with the streets. And in November 2021, police would raid a bando he was in. They would find drugs and guns on the scene. He would be arrested and charged. Following this, he would later be sentenced to 10 years in 2022. However, despite his prison sentence, he has managed to grow a fan base from prison. Along with Marnes Malone, K-Money has managed to establish himself as a UK drill rapper from jail, with a lot of his songs gaining hundreds of thousands of views. In 2021, Kolie would also be dropping songs. This included 22 Gs, which was a serious UK drill banger and currently sits on 665,000 views. However, it would also be around November 2021 that Kolie would find himself being wanted for a shooting he had committed. On the 18th of November 2021, 3 members of the AR gang, including Kolie, would ride out looking for ops. They would spot a 13-year-old boy who was walking with friends at around 7 p.m. A black SUV vehicle with the 3 AR members would pull up. They would spot the 13-year-old. Kolie would shoot the 13-year-old in the back. Kolie and...
Damn, bro, niggas is wild. 13-year-old, like... Niggas ain't got no pics. Go lie. Yeah, niggas ain't got no pics. Niggas ain't got no pics. Niggas is booming 13-year-olds. Listen, a 13-year-old will get boomed, but I'm only booming a 13-year-old if I know he a boomer or his little ass be booming shit or he got it on him. I ain't gonna lie. If niggas on the glide and niggas see a 13-year-old, bro, I'm not gonna just be like, nah, we get him. I'm not getting him, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm letting him go. He 13. But if he got that shit on him, that's a different story. But 13, a little dude, bro. 13, little. 13, little, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
And the other AR members would flee following the shooting and were observed running away on CCTV. Despite the boy's injuries, he managed to call police. Emergency services would arrive on the scene and would perform life-saving first aid. Luckily, the boy would survive. However, the boy has been left paralyzed following the shooting. And the saddest part is that it was a case of mistaken identity. Anyways, an investigation would be launched following the...
See what I'm saying? It's a case of mistaken identity. 13, little, bro. Like, yeah, like... I'll boom you if you right there, you got it on you type shit. If I'm sliding, nigga, I'm not booming no 13-year-old, bro. Unless I know he got bodies or something already. He killed my man or something. Yeah, unless I know that little nigga killed my man or something. If he ain't killed my man or some shit, and he 13, niggas is not spending on that little nigga. Niggas 13 be 90 pounds, nigga. You can't do that to the 90 pounds.
This shooting, and days later, armed police would arrest Kolie and the other AR members, with it all being captured on an armed police officer's body camera. In 2022, Kolie was sentenced to life with a minimum of 17 years for the shooting, and yet this is another wasted talent within the drill scene, as Kolie was actually a cold rapper. However, he focused on the road life and must now deal with the consequences. Following the shooting, a younger rapper from Handsworth would start rapping, this being Skora, who would drop a song titled Squeeze It, with a rapper from the set LT9, this rapper being Relz. This duo was seriously hard, and due to Skora only being 16 at the time, fans would start to notice him as he had a seriously hard flow and a seriously cold rhyming scheme along with Relz. Now, Skora reps the bandit side of Handsworth. However, in recent years, he has grown closer to LT9 and frankly, often dropping songs with members of this gang. I believe Skora could go clear if he focuses on music, and especially because of his age only being 18, he definitely has the potential, as he's colder than people double his age in my opinion. 2022 would start with rappers from both sides of the beef sending shots towards each other in the drill scene. This would include a rapper from Aston named Screwface dropping a Hood's Hottest. However, he isn't that consistent, and nor are other 9 Boys members. In 2022, a member of B20 would be getting seriously active in the streets, this being SK, who had allegedly applied a lot of pressure to all of his ops. However, sadly, due to him being active in the streets, he would be targeted by rivals, and in July 2022, the life would catch up to him. Around July 2022, SK, who was a member of B20 or Bandits, would be attacked attacked by rivals on Nursery Road. He would sadly be stabbed by the rivals. The rival members would flee following the attack, and emergency services would be called to the scene. However, despite their best attempts at saving SK, he would sadly be pronounced dead moments later. A murder investigation would be launched following this, with a 12-year-old among other teenagers being arrested. However, I can't find a whole lot on this, as a lot of it is unknown. Rest in peace, SK. Following the death of best attempts at saving SK, he would sadly be pronounced dead moments later. A murder investigation would be launched following this, with a 12-year-old among other teenagers being arrested. However, I can't find a whole lot on this, as a lot of it is
Yeah, bro, you gotta boom these little niggas, man. 12 years old? That's crazy, bro. These little niggas is crazy. 12 years old, diluted. Bro, just imagine, like, how you gotta feel, like, after you get packed by a 12-year-old. Yeah, bro, how you get packed by 12 teenagers.
unknown. Rest in peace, SK. Following the death of SK, rappers like Skora, Rels, and Chubbs would be paying their respects to SK within their music. A lot of SK's music was leaked after his death, and he was a seriously cold rapper from the exclusives I have heard. Since the death of SK, many tit-for-tat incidents have occurred between both gangs. Both sides have been quite inconsistent in music. However, Screwface and YS would drop a cold song recently titled Talk My Shit, and rappers like Skora have also been consistent in the drill scene, with him gaining hundreds of thousands of views on songs he has released like Danger to Society and Paid in Full. Recently, Marnes Malone and K-Money would blow up from jail with songs like Cold Hearted World and Signing Day gaining a lot of attention. However, both rappers wouldn't stop at just dropping songs, they would actually both drop albums. In 2023, K-Money would drop a 15-track album titled Time Is Money 2, and in 2024, he would drop an album titled Sign to the Streets. Both of these albums would gain a lot of success. In 2023, Marnes Malone would also drop an 11-track album, with this also gaining a lot of success, and I hope that both of these rappers can use their talents to gain success, even whilst being behind bars. If you have learned anything from this video, make sure it's that the road life isn't worth it, and rarely leads to anything good, mostly leading to either jail or death. Recently, Marnes Malone would address when he got stabbed on Instagram with him sharing a lyric. He rapped, "I thought that I would meet you on the day that I got stabbed. I was knocking on the door, but they wouldn't let me in. Rest in peace Krill, rest in peace K1, rest in peace Darnz, rest in peace Skelly, rest in peace Nas, and rest in peace SK. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and like.
Rest in peace, man. God damn it. God damn it.